Salutations and greetings, EgoHackers. My name is Ben, and welcome to today's video where we'll be discussing the cognitive function known as TE, or Extraverted Thinking. So what is TE? Extraverted thinking is one of the 4 judgment functions within our cognition. Half of the 16 types use extraverted thinking within their top 4 functions. The 4 TJs, ENTJs, ESTJs, INTJs, and ISTJs, and the 4 FPs, ENFPs, ESFPs, INFPs, and ISFPs. They are all of the TE users. TE is a form of decision-making that utilizes external information to weigh out the accepted truth of a group. A TE user often has a finger to the pulse when it comes to common sentiment amongst a family, institution, or nation. They know what people around them think. TE gathers information through research that appeals to data, studies, and other credible resources. TE users are very concerned with credibility and use the filter of credibility to decide if something is worth accepting as true or not. The filter of credibility has a benefit and a danger. The upside is that the credibility filter clears out distractions so that the TE user doesn't have to listen to everyone or consider every perspective. Some people speak on topics so out of their league that it would be worse to listen to them than not to. If a person is talking about a topic they are not certified in or have no professional experience with, the TE user is more likely to regard that person's opinion as lower than someone who would have those credentials. However, the danger in this credibility filter is when the TE user dismisses people solely on the ground of their credentials. Many of the world's most brilliant minds are not certified or have a degree in their topics of mastery. TE users, who naturally occupy powerful leadership positions, especially when it comes to media, politics, and education, often silence the very people whose voices we need the most. Credentials aren't everything. So how does TE work? When collecting information, the TE user gathers a variety of reference points. Think of the TE user as forming a spider web of reference points. Each cross in the web indicates a thought or pocket of information. A TE user compares and contrasts these different pockets of information and siphons the pockets they believe are the most rational into their own personal wheelhouse or library. They think and they talk in reference points. TE is not just about data and information, however. Extroverted thinkers, aware of what others think, are also aware of what other people think of them. TE users want to be regarded and thought of highly by others. TE exists on what's called a cognitive axis with FI, or introverted feeling. What this means is that if the TE user can get other people to think highly of them, then the TE user can feel good about themselves. So TE users seek status, achievement, and credentials in order to validate their own worth. The reason they are so concerned with credibility is that they themselves want to be credible. TE users go out of their way to seek credentials, degrees, diplomas, and all the credentials to be regarded as credible. Credibility is what allows the TE user to get what they really want, which is influence. If someone is credible, especially those in a position of authority, such as a professor, CEO, director, or therapist, then other people come to them for input. And TE users, especially as they gather more research and commit to forming high-quality opinions, can be experts at providing input. Their input gives rise to institutions, often relating to education or expertise, that act as a bedrock that holds a family, group, team, company, or even a nation together. So if you're in some trouble and need some guidance, the TE users in your life would love it if you ask them for advice. But to regard all TE users as power-hungry influencers is incorrect. They want to obtain influence because they see how poorly ran and disorganized institutions are. Because TE users are so rational, they process the world in a rational versus irrational lens using reasons to justify decisions. They can be tremendous organizers and educators who find the right place for everything. This ranges from organizing technical things like the layout of a warehouse to organizing the minds of students in a classroom, and to even organizing the clues in a murder case to find the suspect. Rationality is the TE user's rudder that guides their life. So in terms of social engineering, how can you help the TE users in your life? The natural blind spot of TE users is verification. They are very rational and use justification and research to make decisions, true, but TE users, especially less mature ones, do not verify their research or ensure that their justifications are actually accurate. The confusion for TE users arises when they can come up with a lot of reasons to justify a decision, and they might feel good about that decision, but it doesn't mean their reasoning is based on fact or truth. So the number one thing you can do to help other TE users in your life is help them verify the information they have. If you're a TI user, an introverted thinker, This logic will come naturally to you. If you want to learn more about how to develop your TE and avoid groupthink, head over to the members portal at csjoseph.life and scroll down to the profiles for the types. They're labeled Discover the ISTJ Psyche or Discover the ENTJ Psyche for all the types. There you will find in-depth commentary and exclusive lectures on all the types. We'll teach you how to develop and improve your functions. TE users need someone who's not going to come in and question the validity of their sources necessarily, but focus on the truth of the actual information the TE user gathered. If they're getting the information from a news source with an agenda, for example, help them verify that that information is accurate. Another thing you can do is help your TE user achieve status. Encourage them to pursue credentials, degrees, and certifications that increase their status and their power of influence. When you're around other people, especially if your TE user is present, share some of the achievements that your TE user has accomplished with those people, and mention some of the projects and pursuits they're currently on. Making them look good in front of others makes them feel worthy, and that, the pursuit of worth, is the driving motivation for TE users. And, if you need a few words of encouragement, simply saying something like, "I think highly of you," to a TE user can make their day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video where we discuss the nature of TI.